Very good. Okay. All right, we'll go into questions. Steve?
Coach Cal Steve, been another really good outing for you. What was working for him today, and what were your impressions?
Just mixed. I thought he had a pretty good slider early in the game. Threw some good changeups. You got to throw some all speed against these guys because they can ambush a fastball as good as anybody. I thought he was able to pitch a little bit. He was able to get some not easy outs, but early outs. You know, some 1-pitch, 2-pitch outs. Help him through some of those innings.
Steph?
Yesterday, Hunter was telling us that he wasn't thinking too much about, the home run. And
He was lying. So you see him when he hit the one today and celebrated about halfway down the line like he got a new bike on Christmas. So, I mean, the whole team's giving him a hard time. But he's been carrying that around since opening day. I mean, he's one of the best power hitters in the country. And, to get the first one, maybe get it out of the way. His swing's really good right now. Him and DJ have put a lot of work in and kind of had a little bit of a slow start, but swinging well. Did that answer your question? You got about half of it out. So,
Robbie?
To your point on that too, a lot of really big moments of situational hitting, whether it be 2 outs or guys in scoring position. That's been something that's been missing sometimes this year. What do you think of taking care of that part of the game today?
I thought it was huge. I mean, Goat's been tireless. I mean, you have a little bit of a slow start, trying to get some guys going. You're seeing the ball get in the air a lot more right now. For some reason early, we were on the ground and being able to pull some balls. I thought they even made some plays the last 2 nights. There's been a lot of hard hit balls to the outfield, which we didn't have early in the year.
Doug?
Coach, another dazzling play by Mershon today, sliding into the bullpen, and he pops up like it's no big deal. He sings, he hits, now he plays defense. I mean, he's really lifted the ball.
We're not letting him sing again, so he's a good ball player. He's all over the ballpark, and had some big hits again tonight. Just jumped in there, had that one to get the last rally going, I guess. But just a good ball player. He just does everything in the game pretty good.
Tanner?
Coach, you talked a little bit last night about hitting with runners in scoring position. You guys couldn't really blow that one open last night. Tonight you did put up the 8 spot. Talk a little. Was that kind of a message to the team last night, and how do you think they responded?
What's funny is the more you talk about it, the less it happens, right? So I really didn't talk about it a lot. So, I mean, they're smart enough. They realize it. And we talk about expanding games. But, the last thing you want them to know is thinking about last night's game. We didn't get it done when we're playing tonight. So we address things, but it's not driving in runs. It's just stepping up there. We talk a lot of times about stringing at bats together. And when you leave them out there, you get good at bat, gross. We're trying to have a lot of steady, consistent at bats put together.
Steve?
Downs gets a starting left today over Bryce. Is it just a chance to kind of get him some ABs or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I gotta find somebody in that spot. I mean, Bryce Chance is shoot. I mean, there's a reason he's in our 5-hole all year. It's just game's been a little tough. Hitting off lefties has been a little tough. Sometimes seeing it from the other side of the line it gives you some perspective too. Bryce is going to be back out there and playing. I mean, he's too good a player. We need him. But same thing with Connor Isaac last week, and he responded and came back and had a great game. And Bryce will be that same type of guy.
John?
Dakota obviously red hot at the plate right now and did it again tonight. I mean, how have you kind of seen him grow with his plate approach and just offensively in general recently?
It was a lot mechanical early, I think. I mean, I think he made a mechanical change about 10 days ago. And it's kind of when we started to see it a little bit last weekend, and then Tuesday night, boy, it really started to come out. We're seeing MVP just working a little harder, and then he's just getting his swing off a little bit better, just back to some basics. But he is, but then he's hot too, right? Confident, feeling good, and that's a big part of baseball too.
What specifically was the mechanical?
A little bit with his hands, just trying to get his hands in the right spot. So he doesn't do a lot. If you ever notice, he's not a strider. He just kind of sits in there, and then it's the most amazing juice from a guy who doesn't generate. He doesn't. A lot of kids leg kick or whatever. He doesn't. He just sits in there and it's quiet. So if he gets his hands in the right spot, that ball he hit tonight, I don't know if we've had a bigger. Did they have a distance on it? Or no?
462.
Yeah, pretty good. So.
Steph?
We saw the potential, last season with him, but what's kind of the thing right now you need to see from Colby to kind of improve his pitching a bit?
He needs to take his work to the mound. I think that's the biggest thing, and we need him. I know it's, out there I could pull him, and even like Parks, then we got to give him some rope. We got to let him figure this out. It's too good. he's every bit as good as the other 3 starters on the weekend. I promise you. And probably outpitched most of them a good percentage of the year. But once again, like Dakota's playing so well because of confidence, he's fighting to get back to his normal self right now. And he's worked super hard. He's done it before, so it's not like he's scared of being out on the rubber. It's just he's just not trusting it enough right now. And we need to get him to bring the bullpen into the game. In the bullpen, he's 95, 97, throwing a ton of strikes. It's electric, and he's just not trusting it as much right now.
Tanner.
Last time we saw Logan Forsythe, you said that he had earned some more innings. Do you feel like he did that again tonight?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'm on him a little bit because I hate the first 2 quick outs and then walk the guy, and then you know, that's his maturity is staying locked in and staying focused because the stuff is he's got really, really good stuff. I mean, our hitters hate hitting off of him, but relievers can't come in and start a rally about you can't walk guys. You know, I'm sure we'll walk some, but you got to be in the zone, and he at least he found it. I think that's a big moment tonight.
Doug.
Coach, there's 3 games left before SEC play. Is there any particular things that you still want to accomplish here tomorrow and next week in Biloxi?
Yeah, we want to win. So I mean, it really is that's simple, and us to be able to play a little cleaner, a little better baseball, a little bit better. You know, just do everything. Us being able to expand games, and you know, we got another hitter or 2. We need to get hot. We need other arms that you're gonna have to see. We're gonna see some arms this week. You know, being able to go out there and pitch well. We're in this gradual process of just hopefully getting better every day. We preach about it daily of just becoming a better team. I think you've seen that, but I said we still got work to do.
John.
Back to Colby, you know, you talk about the confidence, and we've seen him have just nasty stuff before in the past too. But you know, as a coach, I mean, through your experience, you've helped guys get their confidence back, and ultimately, I mean, and helped lead y'all to a national title a couple years ago. So, what, based on your experience with that, how do you kind of approach getting guys' confidence back when they clearly have like great stuff like that? Is it just like a case by case basis thing? Like, how do you go and?
It's a case by case. Sometimes you yell, sometimes you pat them on the back. You know, like it's just different for every guy. I think you coach and you try to give them something that they feel like they've gotten better at in their work to get going. I think that's one of the big pieces. And not to make up something, but just, hey, we're going to do our work and we can be a little better at this, and we perfect this in practice, and we go out there and have some success with it and move forward. I probably, like in this game, me yelling at them doesn't. Now I'll yell at them. Don't get me wrong, but they don't go to class or something like that. But it's a lot. Our game's between the ears a lot. You know, I got 6'7", 240 pounds, can throw 100 miles an hour. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. I mean, he's a beast. He just has to believe in it. You know.
Robbie.
You talked about the walks, didn't like those, but for the most part, big improvement. How much has the defense helped that? The guys just being able to pitch with confidence, knowing that they're going to make the routine plays behind them.
I think that helps a lot, right? I mean, I think, and not just, we make plays, but we're rangy. We can make, the great play too. An outfield that runs, and I think our catchers, it gets overlooked a little bit. The 2 catchers have done a great job. I mean, we look up every night. They're helping get some extra pitches. They're if you're on the field with us, they're loud. They're communicating. They're chirping at our pitchers. Our catchers have really. I think when you talk about our defense, that's been a big improvement.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, you ready? Okay, we'll go into questions, Robbie.
Callis, back-to-back, really good starts for you. I mean, how were you able to kind of come back from that tough outing your second time through and really come back out there and perform well the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just confidence and, fall back on preparation. So every week, we're always working to get better and that kind of thing. Like, you can't let one roadblock, take you off the course. So just stay in the course and doing what it takes every week, week in and week out. So just stick to the process.
Steph?
DJ, Coach Lamotis was just talking about the mechanical kind of fix you made with your hands this season, I guess. Is that tough to do in the middle, right at the start of the season, or what kind of went into that for you to kind of be able to turn that corner and figure out what was going wrong?
Really just watching a lot of video, one-on-one with Goat, just getting my hands wherever they should be, because whenever my hands are in the right spot, everything else just flows.
Steve?
Yeah, obviously this coming into the weekend, starting weekend rotation had an ERA of 2.24, and then Nate goes out last night, gives up 1, and then tonight you don't give up any. How have you guys been so successful on the weekends keeping teams down offensively?
Yeah, I think it's just sticking to our game plans and playing to our strengths. Like a lot of times, different situations call for different things, but we just kind of play to what we know and have a lot of confidence doing it.
Doug?
Cal, Coach Lamonis last week talked about you compared your good first start and then the second start when you struggled and you broke it down to what pitches were working and what weren't. How did things go today? What did you have some stuff that were really working well and then some that you had to be a little bit more tenacious about?
Yeah, today felt like just a full 4-pitch mix. Like have a lot of confidence in everything. The one game that was kind of a struggle. It just was like a lot of 2-strike pitches were just way too good for batters. So just being more, just like having an inside thought about that and being able to like just really compete in those moments.
Robbie?
DJ, you've been hitting all the home runs. Hunter's been waiting for his. He finally got it. What was it like seeing him finally hit one over the fence, and what was his reaction like in the dugout?
I ran into Coach Lim trying to get out there and like get him hyped up, but he came in and he came straight to me and he was letting me hear it. He was like, "I'm on the way. I'm coming for you." It was a hype moment.
Steve?
DJ, I guess number one, what have you been eating for breakfast lately? And do you have any pregame traditions when you're in a groove like this you just kind of stick with?
The tip and or whatever we get for pregame. But I usually I'm super superstitious. I would say, like I always have to have on the right sleeve or something like that. I always tie my shoes first. I'm like super superstitious. I don't know. I've been that way.
Steph?
Yeah, you guys were talking about the success that the starting rotations had. I mean, how much does that kind of motivate the next guy when Durangelo has a good start Sunday and you guys get good pitching in the midweek, you get a start from Dome? Just how much does that kind of domino go into when you're starting and trying to kind of match what the other guys have been doing?
Yeah, definitely. We all feed off each other, and being able to have a successful Friday night sets up the whole weekend and the midweek. Being able to maybe we use 2 or 3 guys or something like that just frees up the remainder of the week to use those guys in different situations.
Robbie?
Cal, right at the beginning of the game, I think it was first or second batter, Aaron Downs makes that really good play for you out there. Defense was an issue for this team last year, but it just seems like they've really kind of taken their game to the next level. How much confidence does that give you as a pitcher, knowing that you got guys behind you that can make those kind of plays?
Yeah, it's awesome. It 100% makes you feel confident. Aaron Downs went full Superman mode on that first play, so definitely was like, fires you up, and then you're ready to roll after that.
Steph?
DJ, Coach was talking about what Logan Forsythe's been providing on the mound. He said he's one of the guys that you guys hate facing the most in practice. I guess, well, what is it about Logan that is tough to face as a hitter and makes him so good out there?
It gets on you really quick. It's heavy. Me personally, I told every scout like he's the guy. Like he has really good stuff, and I hope that he can just get out there and just show that he's one of the best players in this conference.
Steve?
Did you had the sequence out there? You had the routine fly ball and you slip, you get up, you catch it, and then there's this, you drop it on transfer it. It's like everything's just kind of going right for this team right now, even in weird situations like that. How do you kind of feel about the direction of things during this 8-game streak, just seeing your team kind of come together?
I feel like everything is coming around. I mean, we had a couple bloops earlier in the year, and my mindset, I always think, like, if I'm having a couple bad games, that I always tell myself it'll come back around. You just got to keep your head down and just keep going.
Steph?
Cal, I mean, for this team, you were just talking about the winning streak there, and you got SEC play coming up. Just, I know it's early in the year, but how important does it feel to stack wins and have a decent record when SEC play does start?
Yeah, definitely. It always feels good to win and to stack them back together like we have been doing right now. Like the clubhouse, we feel good. We feel really good. And we don't want to get ahead of anything. Tomorrow's a big game, midweek's a big game, but we feel like we're in a really good spot coming up for league play.
All right, thank you guys.
Appreciate you, fellas.